I like it when she walk, but I love it when she stepping in them heels.
She wearing heels, girl, you know I like them heels. When she's walking in them heels, sex appeal, so revealing, so hypnotic, so exotic. She's as sexy as she feels when she's walking in them heels. She's walking in them heels.
It's like, what's your name? Better than ass like that to blow the picture out the frame. Mommy stay reppin' whenever she step in. Shorty stay fly even during the recession. Long as the hilltop match the dress. I don't care if it's top shelf or for good to pay less. Shape of a bottle with the walk of a model. Damn, she so mean when she puffin' on that green. Maybe it's the jeans or maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's me or maybe it's you or maybe it's the Jimmy Choo. Lil' mama stay bossin' whatever it take. From New York to Texas on up to Salt Lake. Even at the market, it's like the red carpet. Everywhere she goes like a fashion show. See, I'm a go-getter and she a go-getter. Got ice as cold as winter day. You leave your chick with us, come on.
Heels, girl, you know I like them heels. When she's walking in them heels, sex appeal, so revealing, so hypnotic, so exotic. She's as sexy as she feels when she's walking in them heels. She's walking in them heels.
I like your confidence, sexiness, all of that is evident. Stepping real smooth like you stepping for the president. Heel hit the ground, body started settling. Ass started shaking, I almost gave you some medicine. Body looking delicate, smooth, elegant. Perched in them heels, relaxing like a pelican, yeah. Girl, you know I like the wind. Body looking like a S, watch it as it bends. Go ahead and snake, move like a python. Body too sexy, girl, leave them lights on. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars. You know I got the right one, baby. Ray Charles. She rockin' Christian Louboutins, all those pouting. Hard as a mountain, body arched, squirting like a fountain. Once, even twice, but tell me who's counting heels.
It's on me still. See, I be climbing up them hills like Jack and Jill, but I ain't shooting for no water. Nah, it's more like a son or a daughter. I ain't got a spoiler. Lil' mama pay her own bills, homie, you bet that. I just get behind her and tell her to back. Bend over slightly and give it a tap. He'll sending me Morse codes, tell me to tap that. Twisted in the head, got me twisted like a dread. Take them heads over heels and put them heels over head. Yeah, you heard what I said. Shorty bout bread, and if you think the cat's bad, just look at that ass. In the East Coast, they be like on the real son. In the South, they be like, shorty got a fat one. In the Midwest, lil' mama go fed. In the West, she be jerking all over the bed. Come on.
She wearing heels, girl, you know I like them heels. When she's walking in them heels, sex appeal, so revealing, so hypnotic, so exotic. She's as sexy as she feels when she's walking in them heels. She's walking in them heels.
I like it when she walk, but I love it when she stepping in them heels. I like it when she walk, but I love it when she stepping in them heels. I like it when she walk, but I love it when she stepping in them heels. I like it when she walk, but I love it when she stepping in them heels.
Hello. Marcus, a.k.a. E. Okay, the family, just Tommy Baby. How's everybody doing today? We got another fantastic show. Hopefully everything goes smooth. We don't have too many hiccups, but you know I do got that bad Wi-Fi internet connection. I am currently outside of a McDonald's trying to use their Wi-Fi, so please just bear with me. I got a great panel today. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Hopefully this flows smoothly. First up usually would be Vanessa, but right now we're trying to get her on. It keeps kicking her out for some reason, so we're just gonna go straight to Trap. Should be in there right now. Yes, smoking on the best thing ever. What's up, Trap, man? It's good. That's Trap right there. And we have a new person in the building. Please give it up for Cave Emil. Give it up for Cave Emil. There she goes. Yeah, right up. She might be frozen too. And then please give it up for the homie that never leaves, man. He's always here holding it down for the one time, man. Give it up for Steve. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate each and every one of you coming through again and holding it down. Yes. Vanessa is trying to come in. She might flicker in and out, but she's trying to get it to where she can be in here. So, Trap, man, how you doing today?
Oh man, I'm lovely on this
Good.
football.
How are y'all?
Oh, Vanessa, you in here? Okay, we just can't see you, Vanessa. Sorry.
I can't see myself. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. If you need to, just jump back out, jump back in until it does what it do. But yeah, right now it's just completely blank. So, Trap, sorry about that. What's going on with you, man?
Oh no, man, I'm doing good, man. Just enjoying this good football Sunday. You know, can't complain. Happy to be here.
Man, I am happy to have you. And I think we lost Kay as well. Hopefully, Vanessa, I think I see you. Oh, I don't know if the screen's getting covered up or your lens or what. But anywho, while you if you're in here, man, and you're listening to this podcast, please, if you can, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I really would appreciate it. Kay is back. Oh, and she's gone. All right, that's cool. We're gonna move it right along to Steve. Steve, what it do, man?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. I appreciate you for asking, sir. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, Kay's back in the building?
I'm back, but it's not coming up on the
coming
screen.
up. Well, we can see you.
I can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
You just lean back.
I'm
You
moving.
wave.
Can you see?
Yeah, you
I'm
waving.
waving my hand, but
Yeah, we see you. We see you. And we're waving back at you, too. So you can't see
it's
anything
a lag or
anyway.
something. I can see myself, but it's like it's a delay.
It's a little bit of a delay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can, just go out and come back in, and then we'll see if that'll fix it. Because at least we can see you this time. I know it was going in and out before it was dropping. So if that doesn't work, then
Okay, let me go back. Come back in there.
all right, cool. And while we're waiting for Vanessa and Kay to see if they can get it going, I wanted to show I love having content creators on here, and I have been blessed today to have 2 content creators. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of what's going on around here. I'll be right back.
The episode starts off with Huey Freeman walking up to the stage at a social gathering where most of the attendees are white and declares,
Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time and good night.
The partygoers panic and start attacking each other, which causes chaos. When Huey awakens from this dream, his grandfather slaps him for having that dream where he made the white folks riot.
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Making white people riot. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
Find me a white man and lie to him right now. If you don't know what you just witnessed, you had just witnessed. Hold on. Let me clear that up real quick. Give me 1 second. There. All right, there we go. Half of it's cut off Vanessa, but she ain't in yet, so we won't tell her. What you just witnessed, if you don't know, is the greatness of Steve doing what he does, Mr. Diz Riz, Boondocks, I believe is what it's Boondocks Review, actually. So please tell me, man, how did you come up with this, and what made you want to do this?
Man, it was one of my hidden gems. Like when I first seen the Boondocks back in the day, it was nothing like that on TV. You know what I'm saying? And now it's hard to find those type of episodes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened, but the main director or producer was kicked off the show in the 4th season. So I was like, man, let me highlight his greatness. And maybe in the future, I could probably link up with him and probably do something for him, so.
Man, I love it. And like I said, I've been blessed with 2 content creators. We got Kay Mill from the Onesies and Wine. Let's take a little look at that.
Why'd you knock on the fridge?
Because there could be a salad dressing. it. That's why I'm laughing.
Baby, you ain't see some gloves that I put on top of my dresser. No. You didn't move them? No, you know this stuff.
This video ain't even long enough for an ad.
Yes. That is onesies and wine. Please give it up again for Kenya Mill. Thank you for being here. Tell me, how did you come up with this idea? Like, who idea was it to do this, and how long? How do you pick your shows? How do you pick which ones that you review?
Actually, I asked my stepdaughter, because Currency is my stepdaughter. So I had asked her, do she want to do a YouTube channel? Why not? Plus, I was talking to Steve about it, and he said he was going to help me. So I was like, why not?
All
So
right.
we just went on a whim and just picked blindly whatever we was gonna review and just started there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I have to say, I love your content. I love what you're doing, even though you babysit your drinks. I love what you do over there, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Vanessa, what it do? I'm glad to see that you were able to come in. How you doing?
Good.
Good. All right. It might be a little bit of a delay as well over there. I see you're a little choppy, but we'll keep it moving. Hopefully, to smoothing out the further we go along. So again, thank you all for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Ms. Zaya giving the hand claps. Okay, I see you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through like we always do. We're gonna hit you with some icebreaker questions, just some little fun questions to start it off to get the juice flowing. So I'm going to start off with Vanessa. Vanessa, the question is, what's one thing you are unbeatable at?
I think spades. I just learned how to play spades.
Spades. Ooh, that's a high bar right there. You just learned and you're unbeatable at it?
I beat everybody I was playing, so yeah, I'm the champ.
Is that everybody on the computer game?
No, it's my friends.
They over there playing on the app set to easy.
10 minutes. Whatever. I'm playing real people.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Unbeatable. She is ready for the challenge. If you haven't heard, unbeatable at spades. Trap man, what is one thing you are unbeatable at?
I got a handful of hobbies. I say growing weed. I feel like I can grow some real good weed.
All right, unbeatable though.
Damn there, man. You give me the right shit. What? I'm on that.
Oh.
What?
All right, man. I seen what you can do, and you're pretty good. You're pretty good at what you do, man. So I'll choose to believe you. I haven't seen anybody else, so I don't really have much to go off of, but I'll believe that that's what you do. Kay, please tell me, what is one thing you are unbeatable at?
Honestly, I really can't say what I'm unbeatable at, but I can become good at a lot of different things, but anything specific, I really can't say right now. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, just for the record, man, you guys are not obligated to answer any questions. All right, you can plead the fifth on anything. Just so y'all know. Steve, what is something that you're unbeatable at, sir?
Man, it's looking like it's life right now. Shit, I almost died last summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, I bounced back. You know what I'm saying? I had a simulated heart attack last summer, man.
Oh wow.
So I had all the symptoms of a heart attack, but not my arteries wasn't clogged, my cholesterol wasn't up. It was just my blood pressure. So, doing army business, and things got out of control, and I ended up in the hospital for 6 days. But I'm just glad to still be here.
Well, I'm glad that you are still here too, sir, holding it down, and thank you for giving your time and service in this great the defense of this great country. I appreciate you. We gotta go ahead and go back to Steve, man. I'm gonna ask you since we're on you already. At lunch, man, back when you were in school, what was your favorite food at lunchtime?
Man, hands down, pizza. Pizza day at school. Well, in grammar school. Are you talking about high school or you talking about just
Shoot, you pick the period and tell me what you like.
Pizza. Pizza day at school, man. Stag had some banging pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. And Kay, what about yourself? Favorite lunch school or school lunch? I think you might have lagged. What was your Kay? What's your favorite school lunch? Or your favorite lunch at school?
In grammar school, it was breakfast because they always had like French toast sticks or whatever. Those were so good, or those little donuts. And in high school, we had like the regular cafeteria food, but we also had like a counter where they sold like nachos and cheese and stuff like that. So that was the counter that everybody favored the most.
Man, y'all had pastries?
Yes.
Y'all was living the good life. I ain't never seen no pastries at school. Man.
Chicago education system, man. They feed you good. They ain't gonna teach you.
You better say it.
They ain't gonna teach you, but they gonna feed you, huh?
Exactly.
I hear that. Hey, Trap, man, same question to you. At lunchtime, man, what was you eating on?
Man, bro, they used to make these motherfucking like these pizzas, bro. And like that shit used to go crazy. The ones being squares, they sell them all, but it'd be better when they serve that breakfast though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They serve it for breakfast too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Vanessa, same question to you. Favorite school at lunch? I mean, favorite lunch at school?
It's gonna be the breakfast. It's gonna be the breakfast pizza. When we had that, it was good. And then we used to have, I don't know if anybody ever heard of it, but Porter Sub at Las Vegas High. And it's kind of like a Subway, but it was always better than the Subway to me. And then I used to eat that for lunch. And then I used to always get like a double chocolate chip muffin, the Sputtenmeyer brand. We had like these big muffins. So that was my favorite thing.
Okay. I got Kay calling in. However, I got Kay on the screen right now. So I'm not sure how to do this. Okay, I think she just dropped out. All right. So, okay, cool. Y'all had a Subway sandwich in y'all? Not Subway, but some Subs sandwiches?
Porter Sub. Mm-hmm. We used to have a cart. It used to be like a little vendor that used to be out there.
Man, they failed me. Ms. Zaya said pizza and mozzarella sticks. Man, I hear that. I got to agree. So I'm going to come back to you, Vanessa. What fictional world or place would you like to visit?
Narnia.
Oh, my goodness.
When I seen that movie, it was just intriguing. Matter of fact, it's a couple. So it's Narnia, Harry world Potter. That Harry Potter lived in. Yeah.
Okay. Narnia and what was the place called for Harry Potter?
I don't know what it's called, but y'all know where Harry Potter used to live. We used to get on that magic train.
With the did he stay at a school?
It was a school, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got Narnia and Dumbledore or whatever wherever they stayed at. So Chad, what for you, man, what fictional world or place would you like to visit?
Man, shit. I'd probably say Matrix on some shit.
Well, shit, you might be there now, shit. Okay, you want to go to the Matrix? All right, man. So you trying to why the Matrix?
Man, I want to see how deep that shit go. What else? Like, I'm trying to see what. Yeah.
All right, man. You trying to go down the rabbit hole? I think is what they called it, huh?
Exactly, man.
Man, I hear that. CK had dropped out. Hopefully, we'll be able to get her back. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to you, Steve. What fictional world or place would you like to visit?
Man, Wakanda. Man, they was about it, bro. They was about it. I love to be there.
Dang,
I have to
my
have
guy.
guns, not spears, but I love to go to Wakanda.
But they got that technology though. They got that technology. So
You right.
they got some out of the world type of firearms and stuff. So okay, come back to you. What fictional world or place would you like to visit?
Okay, I'm really telling my age with this one. It's it's this movie called Never Ending Story. I always wanted to see. I always wanted to, go there and explore and, ride on that little dog.
I think it's Valkyrie or something. I can't remember. But I know what you're talking about. I don't know if his name was Valkyrie or something like that. But yeah, the Never Ending Story. That was a long movie to watch. That was but yeah, that was an excellent play. So I'm gonna come back to you, Steve. Steve, real quick for the last question. What is your favorite television network?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I can't think of television right now. I guess ESPN.
Okay. Nice.
ESPN.
Kay, what is your favorite television network? Okay, what is your favorite television network?
When I was younger, it used to be UPN because I don't watch TV now. I'm a YouTube junkie, so
All right.
and that was because that's why all the black shows and stuff used to come on, like Moesha and all that used to come on UPN.
Oh yeah.
Back in Chicago. So
oh yeah, UPN was jumping back then. Trap man, what is your favorite television network? Great minds think alike. I think that was to you, Steve, for Wakanda.
I had to say Adult Swim, honestly.
Adult Swim. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool beans. Vanessa, what is your favorite television network?
Lifetime Movie Network. CW.
Okay. Hey, man, not all your favorite. I just want one. Give me one favorite. With your top one.
It's hard. But Lifetime Movie Network. They got
Lifetime Movie Network.
Man.
Okay. You're a lifetimer, huh? I hear that. They used to always have them dramas on there. So, all right. So now we wrap that up.
They do good though.
Oh no, they do. Yeah. I used to get caught up in a couple of those. So now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go and move straight into the tough questions. So I don't know if anybody has been keeping up with the news, but there has been a place. I can't remember what. I don't know if it was in Philadelphia or somewhere where they were basically. It came out that they were doing experiments on prisoners, mostly black prisoners. But I'm gonna play the clip and then we'll come back on the other side and talk about it.
Right behind these walls, where my father Leotis Jones and countless other inmates were human guinea pigs.
From the 1950s to the 1970s, at Holmesburg Prison, Jones Alston says her father was among the inmates subjected to unethical experiments, exposing them to harmful chemicals, viruses, and other substances. 2 days ago, Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney apologized, saying the men endured inhumane and horrific abuse.
Bridging that gap between medical personnel and those groups that have been oppressed through our penal system and our medical field.
Now, I know she said penal system and medical field, so we're going to get into that medical field a little bit later. But I'm going to start off with you, Vanessa, for the first question. Should people, based off of this, and also the Tuskegee Airmen, the Tuskegee projects, or no, what was it? The Tuskegee Airmen experiments that they were doing on black people back then as well. Should people of color distrust the government?
Absolutely. It's just, I would say history repeating itself, but I don't ever think that experiments on Black people ever stopped. Like, I definitely think that I would distrust them. I ask a lot of questions when I'm going to the doctor, like, what y'all doing? What's in that? What is this? Like, I just don't trust them.
Okay, I hear that. You over there taking a little vial and looking up, hey, what is in these ingredients? I need to know what y'all putting in me. I hear that.
Right.
Trap, man. Same question to you. Should people of color distrust the government?
In a sense, I mean, like, I feel like in our community we already kind of do, for just because of instances like this and countless of others. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like people should always just be curious in general. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's pertaining to the government. But like, as far as the distrust, I mean, yeah, more so. Like, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you need to ask questions.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. And by the way, man, I want to say I really like your hat, man. That is a nice hat. By the way, K. Emil, do you think should people of color distrust the government?
Absolutely. Like Vanessa was saying, history does repeat itself, and it's no better today than it was. Well, it's a little better today, but because they're not as brutal. But you definitely should ask questions, especially your healthcare professional. Never, because one thing that they are doing are practicing. So just because they have a license or whatever, everybody's human. Anything can go wrong. They do make mistakes, and nobody's God, so they can't, guarantee anything. So you should definitely always ask questions. But yeah, I don't think we should trust them as far as we can see them.
I hear that. Man, this is sounding like the Boondocks episode I just played. So, Steve, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you.
I mean, it is. Off of real life. So
yeah. Art imitated life or something like that. Life imitated art. So to you, Steve, should people of color distrust the government?
Hey, I agree with the panel on this one, man. Like, it seemed like I would want to say like every 5 to 10 years is something repeated in history. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm old. I'm 43, so you know what I'm saying. I didn't know witness a lot of stuff repeating itself over the years, and you know what I'm saying. Like the panel said, don't trust the motherfuckers.
I hear that. Amen. Vanessa, I'm gonna ask you the next question. Since all this was happening, and it was under the when they were incarcerated and everything like that, under the eye of the government, should the state pay the families for the suffering of their loved ones?
Yeah, they should. I feel like they were responsible for what was going on in there. They definitely should pay the families.
Okay, and what says you, Trap? Should the state pay for the families for their suffering?
Yeah, I believe their families definitely deserve some reparations in some form of fashion, for sure.
For sure. All right, and the same question to you, Kay.
Absolutely.
Steve?
Absolutely.
Man, we are all in agreement. Okay. That was nice and easy. So we're going to make it a little difficult here. Steve, I'm going to start with you. Should companies that benefited pay families as well?
Hell yeah. Like anybody involved, you know what I'm saying? Practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna participate in something, you know what I'm saying? They call it a conspiracy, right? So every party that's involved should be tried for it and paying out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel.
Okay. And because I did notice, I was looking up on, I think something popped up on Wikipedia, and they were talking. I've seen Johnson & Johnson as one of those people. I've also seen another company as well. I know some that did like Acme, stuff like that. So based off of that, if they gained from that, Kay, do you think that they should also pay the family?
Absolutely, they should pay because they're They knew exactly what was going on in there. You can't tell me that a owner of a business don't know what's going on in, you know, their company or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they should definitely compensate those families for that negligence.
Okay, okay. Same thing goes to you, Trap, because in this, they were testing things like, basically, let me see, I seen something on the Wikipedia where they were saying like Agent Orange. I think I seen herpes. I think I seen a lot of chemicals that they were using, mustard gas, cannabis, and marijuana-like compounds, sedatives, and tranquilizers. And they were doing this to test, basically, I think I even seen, when I said with Johnson & Johnson, I think it was mentioning that they were using it to see how the chemicals acted, if it bothered someone with open wounds. Which the guy said, yeah, he ended up getting bumps and all these things, but it helped Johnson & Johnson to create a better product. Should Johnson & Johnson, if they were found to benefit from this, have to pay families?
For sure, because they're an accomplice to the situation. They got to be held accountable for their actions.
Okay. And what says you, Vanessa?
I agree with everybody on the panel. I feel like they should compensate the families. But I feel like, you know, it's not their fault, but it is their fault. Like, they're not the one who administered it to those people. But I'm sure they know, you know, what they were going to, what the people, when they gave it to them, whatever it was, what they were going to do with it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Okay, okay. All right. I can't blame you on that one. You make a persuasive argument. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump right into the next chapter here, the next topic. And again, I want to thank everybody for coming through. Vanessa, Trap, K. Emil, Steve, G. I appreciate you guys for coming through again and giving your time here on the platform to help me out. I really do appreciate it. So we're going to go to another topic, and this one is in regards to a cop shooting. This one hit my radar. I heard it on the radio. I heard it in a lot of different places. Apparently, this cop went to McDonald's on a different call. He ends up seeing a car that he thinks ran away from him before. He goes up to that car. The car backs up, hits him with the door. He steps back away from the car and shoots into the car. The car is driving away. He continues to shoot inside of that car. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
On October 2nd, police were called to the fast food restaurant for an alleged disturbance. While there, former officer James Brennan told investigators that he recognized a car in the parking lot that allegedly evaded him the day before when he attempted a stop. Without identifying himself as an officer, Brennan is seen on body camera video opening the car door and demanding the driver step outside.
Nothing that officer did that night were in accordance with our training or our policies.
The rookie cop was fired for his actions and on Tuesday was charged and turned himself in to police.
All right, so that was the story. As we've seen, he went up to there. He didn't even identify himself. So first question to you, should he at least, Vanessa, identify himself?
Absolutely. Like, that's crazy that he didn't. But that just, he did have an ulterior motive. So that's probably why he didn't. He thought like maybe he was going to get away with something. So.
Okay. And what says you, Trap? Do you think that he should have identified himself as law enforcement?
You hear me?
There you go, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure he should have identified himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's part of like his procedure and protocol. Also, he never gave the victim a chance to follow any commands or anything. He kind of just took matters into like his own hands and did his own thing. And like I got to agree with Vanessa, he probably had like a motive to do so.
Okay. And as you seen, he came in, he grabbed the door, and he just immediately starts doing whatever it is that he's doing. I don't know if he was barking orders or what. So, Kay, do you think that he should have identified himself before he did took any other action?
Absolutely, he should have identified himself. But the one thing that stood out to me was the fact that they said that he was a rookie cop, which means he wasn't being monitored by a cop that was that senior to him. So the police department was definitely, negligent for that. But by him being a rookie cop, I'm quite sure his ego was inflated just because he became a cop and he took matters into his own hands. So yeah, he was just wrong all the way around.
Okay, so you
And
saying
somebody
he
should be
should have had a little
accountable
bit
for
more OJT.
sense. He should have
Yeah.
had a little bit more sense,
I hear that.
knowing that because anybody that's on the job, they're gonna try to take all precautions until their preliminary period is over with. But it looks like to me that his ego was inflated, and he was like, I'm not gonna call for backup. I'm just gonna take care of it myself, because the fact was he was already pissed off that the car that driver got away from him, previously, before he found them up in a rest McDonald's or whatever parking lot. So
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. Steve, what says you, man? He comes in, you know what I'm saying? Like Ms. Zaya said, yes, I would have had the same reaction. I mean, to come up and to surprise somebody, and he's, from what they say, he was at least, 17, still kind of young, young-minded, may not know what's going on, may not be able to absorb all the information that's coming at him at once. Do you think that the law enforcement should have identified itself as law enforcement?
Oh, definitely. If he was in Chicago, he probably would have got shot. Being a cop, just opening somebody's door like that, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have got dumped on. Them 10 rounds probably would have been coming back at him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't walk up on nobody and just snatch their door open and tell them to get out. What? You know what I'm saying? Like he deserved all the punishment that they giving him. You know what I'm saying?
And again, like I said, he was there for a whole different call. So he took his time away from that call to go to handle that. So being that Steve, I'm gonna stay with you. Do you think that he had a reasonable argument for fearing for his life? Because obviously the car was there, but do you think he has an argument for fearing for his life?
I would say that he could try. He could have tried saying that it was the vehicular homicide or whatever. Like the driver tried to hit him with the car, but the driver was definitely trying to get away from him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't know what was going on. Yeah, he's definitely that's not gonna hold up in court. He's definitely gonna be tried. And then he shot 10 times. I know he dumped 4 on the car, and then when he was getting away, he shot 10 more times. He could have hit 10 more people in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like that was wrong on all levels.
So, and that's my question, Kay, is that being that the car was there, do you think that he could say, hey, look, I was in fear of my life, he bumped me with the door, so I was in fear of my life?
Absolutely, because like Steve said, if he was anywhere else and opened the door up like that, his life would have been over instead of the driver's life. But I just thank God that, the young man had lived. Not to mention, nobody is really saying this, but he also had a female in the passenger seat next to him, and thank God she didn't get hit.
Yes. And
during the whole ordeal. So
last I saw, the family had put out a statement saying that he wasn't doing good. He's still hurt, and they don't know if he's going to make it or not. So, Trap, reasonable argument for fearing for your life, or, not really?
Man, I agree with the panel. I definitely agree with, what I'm saying, but like Steve said, when it comes to like the vehicle side of things, I feel like that cop knew that the victim didn't know of his presence and went into a situation that he wasn't even supposed to go in, that he ended up causing. So I don't really see that cop having too much fear for his life besides when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to the victim, of course, he, like, as anybody would, and they would have a right to defend themselves like as anybody else would and should.
Okay. And finally, what says you, Vanessa? Do you think he has a reasonable argument for fearing for his life?
I don't think so. When I looked at the video, it just looked like the guy was trying to get away. I mean, as anybody would, because they're fearing for their lives. So it doesn't look like he's trying to harm the police officer or run him over or anything like that from what I saw. So
Yes. And I kind of, you know what, I can't lie. I lean more towards what you're saying, and that's only due to the fact that at the point of where he was maybe getting hit by the door, maybe I can see him saying that, but he stepped back away from the car, which gave him plenty of room to maneuver or to do whatever it was that he needed to do. So that's the only point, because I feel like, well, just because you were once in a spot where you were fearful for your life doesn't mean that that continues on, right? It has to be, just like there's a point that happens for you to be fearful, there has to be a point where it stops. And I think that when he backed up, I think that was the point that should have stopped. So being that should have, you know, in our unlawful opinion, you know, we're not, none of us lawyers as far as I know, definitely not me. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But being that happened, should he continue to fire at the car even as it's going away, Vanessa?
No, it's just like, what were you trying to apprehend him for in the first place? What did he do? I can understand if he did something. I would try to stop the car, but
let me
rounds
answer that
into
for
the
you
car
real
trying
quick.
to kill the person. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Kay.
Okay, what they saying was he pulled him over for a traffic stop before, but then when he got out the car, he pulled off and got away from him. So basically, the whole situation, he was basically trying to seek revenge because the guy pulled off on him before.
Yes, that's 100.
Yeah,
100%
it might have
correct.
been an ego thing.
Yes. So that's spot on, Kay, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So it was something that happened beforehand. He seen it, said, "Oh, that's the vehicle that got away. I'm about to get him this time." So he already had in his mind what he was going to do as far as not letting them get away. But Trap, I'm gonna come to you. So do you think that, again, I understand there's a point where fearing for your life happens, but it should be a point where, you know, it should decrease or stop, right? With the car fleeing away, he's obviously can't be in fear for his life. So should he continue firing at the car even though it's going away?
Definitely not. I feel like he just wanted to abuse his power in the law, which isn't justified. Like, he was there for a call. He wasn't tending to the call that he was there for. So he completely was just negligent from the start. And then, like Vanessa said, he just took matters in his own hand, wanted to boost his own ego to try to justify himself. You know, I felt like anything. Like, but I don't necessarily see any reason for him to shoot. It's just a threat to public safety. The bullets could hit anybody. So it's like, I don't see a cause to shoot your gun.
Okay. And Kay is doing a double job here. I don't know if y'all know this, but she also in the comment section. Wow, she's commenting on the
Hey, I got to
man.
do my job now.
Hey, I ain't even mad at you, man. You be holding it down, and I definitely appreciate that one. So, Kay, move. No, I didn't. Sorry, that's my watch. So, Kay, same question to you. Even though when the car was driving away, should he continue to fire at the car? That was to you, Kay. If he drove away, oh, did she freeze? I think she froze. Okay, all right. So we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go on with you, Steve. Steve, the car is driving away, no longer a threat. He's still firing upon the car. If this is true, should he continue firing on the car if he's driving away?
Negative. You know, like it's supposed to be a cease and desist, some type of clause that the police have, where if a person or the one that they're trying to apprehend gets so far away from them, they're supposed to back off and then radio ahead for help. So he definitely went against protocol, the whole 9 yards. So definitely, and like I said before, like he fired like over 10 rounds at the car. He could have hit other people that was in the area. It's McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You got mothers with children and stuff in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not to say grown men don't go there too, but, you know, you got a lot of women with kids in the area, you know, and he didn't think of that before he let off them 10 rounds. So.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it's a point where it goes from not fearing for your life to fearing for your life, but it has to be a point where it goes from fearing for your life to not fearing for your life. And I think that if someone is going away, because if any of us was started, even if we had a reasonable argument to use self-defense, i.e. lethal rounds, and that person ran off, we no longer have that right to continue to pursue somebody, because then now we're not the victim, we're the pursuer, we're the attacker. So I think that's going to hurt him in the long run. So we are halfway through this, and I again appreciate you, Vanessa, Trap, Kay, even though she's not here right now, and Steve for holding it down. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in and spending your time on here. I really, 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 really thank you. So we're halfway done. We're going to jump into another topic that hit the radar. I'm pretty sure there are several people who know about this, and because it's out there in the sphere, we're just going to talk about it, right? So this has to do with Charleston White and T.I. and T.I.'s son King and all that good stuff, Bootsy and Bootsy's son and all that stuff. Basically, T.I. son was running off the mouth in regards to Charleston White. Charleston White was going back and forth, brought in T.I., everybody got into it. Now they all doing all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick video. I think it's from, who was it from? Breakfast Club? We're going to run that real quick, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Beef that's been going down between Charleston White and T.I. and T.I.'s son King Harris.
Boy, you little Boosie's son. Boosie, your boy don't know how to fight. Neither do that T.I. little yellow motherfucker, long hair freak. That little motherfucker don't know how to fight either. Them y'all babies is rapper babies. Go drop him off over his cousin them house, where one of them cousins might not let him eat. And then see if the boy can hold up in Baton Rouge. Right now, little Tootie Raw, you ain't nothing but a little sheltered, little ugly ass, little black ass little boy that look like a pair of patent leather boots. Your daddy look like ostrich boots, and you look like a pair of patent leather boots.
God dang, not patent leather boots. Look here. Oh, hold on, give me a second. We apparently okay, I didn't want to 10 on everybody. So, yes, okay, so that's that. Vanessa, I am going to hit you first with it. Should T.I. even respond to what Charleston White's saying, in your opinion?
No, I think his son is old enough to handle himself, but I feel like it's an unspoken rule in the Black community. You don't talk about people's kids. Like, I don't know. If it was me, I don't care how old my baby is. It just depends on what's being said. I'm not finna let you just run off at the mouth about my child, but y'all know how people feel about their kids. So.
All right. So we got a no, he shouldn't, but yes, he should.
Yes.
Right.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Trap, what says you, man? Should T.I. even responded to Charleston White and what he was talking about?
Maybe not publicly, you know what I'm saying? Maybe privately, you know what I'm saying? We could discuss it, because, like, yeah, bro, like, you going at that man child, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell no, bro. He definitely got a right to speak at that, man, because, like, and at that point, like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's got to be between the two grown men, because, like, what you look like going at it with, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's just, like, what, 18, 19? Like, bro, come on now.
So if some 18, 19-year-old said they're going to whoop the dog shit out of you and walk you like a dog, what do you do?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I ain't saying that he can't talk shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, what do he look like, bro? Like,
I'm just asking a question, man. I'm just asking a question, but I hear what you're saying loud and clear. Steve, same thing to you. Kay dropped out, so we're going to go ahead and move on to you. Should T.I. even respond to Charleston White?
I really think that he shouldn't have responded. You know what I'm saying? T.I., he's a convicted felon, and then he's a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have had somebody else call him out. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was his son. You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, you know, getting into another fight or a scrawl or whatever you want to call it, and end up back in jail, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And everybody know Charleston White called the police. So, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be right on time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth it. I wouldn't even entertain it. And then on top of that, let me add something to this. Like, they building up his social media status. Like, he getting paid. The more he talks shit about people, whoever it is, like, this shit just came out of left field with him and Boosie and T.I. and they sons. You know what I'm saying? Like, he getting paid, he getting revenue off of them just responding because he got rappers upset now. You know what I'm saying? So he getting hundreds of, he getting millions of views just because they responded. Now he getting hella money just because of that.
So, with that being said,
I'm
Vanessa,
back.
because I think Steve makes some valid points. He is someone who he's a spark, right? And everybody else is a win. And if you start blowing wind on this spark, it ignites even bigger. So, being that this is nothing new, everybody that I would assume is in the entertainment business has come across, i.e., what they call trolls. Is it because he had a name, because his name was out there, he was vibrating, or he was making some noise with what he was saying as far as calling law enforcement and all these things? Why did T.I. even respond, in your opinion? That's to you, Vanessa.
Who you at?
Vanessa.
Why did T.I.? Oh, probably because his ego. Everybody know. Charleston White know who to be picking on. He know who's gonna give him a reaction. He knew T.I. was gonna give him exactly what he was looking for. That's why he called out certain people, just like he called out Boosie. Like, it just for ego and attention. So
Okay, but Trap, do you not think that a person like Charleston White is just pretty much shooting in the dark, hoping to hit something that makes noise? And
sure.
if that's the case, why did T.I. even respond? Why did he not see this?
I don't know. He got to be smarter than that. Like, again, he just gave attention to a troll. And personally, that's why I said that. Like, I get he responded, you know what I'm saying, regardless if it was for ego or defense of his son. But like at the end of the day, it's like you gotta talk to him privately because like Steve said, you don't want to necessarily just give him no attention. I wouldn't give him no attention publicly. Like, I know what my platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know what your platform is worth. So it's like, I don't know, but that's just my guess.
Okay, Jakari said, man, he's in this thing, and Charleston White best friend has hands though. Okay, I don't know what that means.
He said boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, thank you, Jack Carlee, man. Jack Carlee's in the building, man. I appreciate you being here, big dog. Make sure you hit that like for me. So, okay, we're talking about Charleston White here. He's a big troll, and he's just looking for attention. If people know that, why even respond to him?
Like Charleston White said when he first got on YouTube, that his job is to get paid off of other people. And that's exactly what he doing. He started off from regular YouTubers to now he hitting celebrities because it's all about trying to get the bag for him, because right now he going from podcast to podcast. And so everything's about money. But at the same time, when you a parent, you gonna take up for your kids, and what he said, it was kind of out of line, because how that boy wear his hair and this, that, and the other has nothing to do with him, but he just basically just trying to go viral off his comments.
I have to agree with you. Jack Lee said boyfriend. Okay, all right. Steve, same question to you as well. Because look, we know that he's going to talk, and that's he's going to talk, right? So why even respond to someone like that?
Hey, I look at it like this. Charleston White got a hell of a marketing team. They got a hell of a marketing scheme and team. of the way that he, jumped from podcasts and interview and all this other stuff, and how he just trolled people. But ultimately, T.I. responded because, what I'm saying, like, he insulting his thugness, his street credibility. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Yeah, he's a rapper, and you don't know exactly what T.I. did in the streets, but that was his image, or that was his character as a thug. You know what I'm saying? Now you insulting his thugness, and now he has to respond. To be honest, I was expecting Boosie to respond before T.I., because T.I. hadn't been in the media recently, you know what I'm saying? But with the Floyd Mayweather situation and all that other stuff. But I was definitely expecting Boosie to respond before that.
But Boosie seemed to know better, because Boosie said, "Hey man, I ain't getting it. He already told me what he about."
And Boosie was just on death row, so that's why he's not gonna even entertain that.
So this is going to lead to I'm glad you said that, because this leads right into my third question, which is, how do you think this is going to end? Look, if you let your celebrity or your ego get too big, one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to have to do whatever it is that you're talking about, you're going to have to show it, or you're going to have to show that you're not about that. So either way it goes, it seems like it's going to be a lose-lose for the person that has engaged, or who chose to go in with him, because either they're going to do something stupid or they're not going to do anything, and their reputation may take a hit. Because I know that T.I. is a guy that likes to strong arm people, it appears, in some of the things that you see, especially when it comes to him starting his comedian gig. He was doing a comedian, and somebody else said he had to pay his dues, and he's like, no, I'm T.I., I don't have to pay my dues, right? So, and then he was flexing on another lady who was a comic on stage that was getting on him. He couldn't handle it, so he started flexing on her. So Steve, how do you think this will end?
I really think that ultimately, I doubt if they get in the ring like Charleston White invited both of them to get in the ring to fight and all this other stuff. I think T.I. is smarter than that, with him using all his intellectual big ass words. I think that they would eventually try to like settle the shit, and he probably get paid or get a piece of what Charleston White is saying, because in a sense he could get him for like defamation of character or something like that. It's something legal that T.I. can take it. Even though, yeah, he did respond, but he didn't call him out his name besides an old motherfucker. Something like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, they both around the same age. So, I think I think they'll probably get paid off that in the long run.
Right. It seems like I think you're right too, man. I think this could be a real big money maker for them if they do, especially if they go out and go boxing. Oh my goodness. I know they'll make some money off of that one. It seems like we have a T.I. lover in here. Jack Hart Lee says T.I. ain't letting nothing slide. Nothing. He then says T.I. showed he's about that life. All right. Thank you, Jack Hart Lee, for that bout it statement. Kay, so we're going to go on to you. Kay, how do you think this will end?
With Charleston White calling the police on everybody. Because that's what he good at.
I'm putting cases on every one of you. 24-hour lockdown. Shoe program. Yeah, so okay. I have to agree with you on that one. I think that he definitely would end up calling the laws on everybody involved. Trap, same thing to you, man. What do you think? How would this end?
I believe that's eventually just gonna fade out. They end up dropping it, because like, what's the point of feeding into it? And then like, if they ever ran into each other in person, they're gonna do what Kay said, and he gonna call the police. You know what I'm saying? Or he gonna pull out some mace and spray him like he did Soulja Boy. It ain't gonna be no different. It's just.
Wow. So you think that it would actually go down? Because I don't think that, from what I see from Charleston White at this current moment, he doesn't seem like the type that would let it go.
I don't think he would be letting it go. I think ultimately it has to be T.I. who lets it go.
Okay. But then does that not take a hit for his ego or his image?
If you not necessarily, bro, there's trolls everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of his fans and his fan base, as Jakar Lee, as you see, could kind of understand that like that's just him feeding in somebody else's image. Like if anything, he's just giving him opportunities to feed off of.
Okay, bet that. Jakar Lee said White should hit him with that silence, young punk. Yeah. Nah. Vanessa. So, question to you. I think this is the last one for this topic. How do you think this will end?
I disagree with Trap. I mean, I feel like it's just gonna die down. Like once everybody realizes that he's trolling and that's just how he make his money, they just gonna ignore him. That's really gonna hurt his bag when they don't respond, and maybe he'll find some other revenue and income.
Okay, because I know there's a guy that I play with, Call of Duty. He kind of reminds me of Charleston White because he finds ways to get under your skin. No matter what, he will find a way to annoy the shit out of you, right? So I just, him and Charleston White kind of remind me of each other because they just keep going ham. They don't stop. Like there's nothing that you can do to shut this person up. So I'll be curious to see if this thing dies down, if Charleston White would be willing to let it go. I would love. Did you want to add anything on that, Steve? You know somebody like that, huh?
Yeah. No.
It sounds like he recognized who you was talking about.
What's that?
I said it sounded like you recognized who you was talking about.
I think somebody else did too. Jakar Lee says, I am him and him is me. Yes, sir.
I mean, y'all do be talking mess on Call of Duty though, because I do watch.
He is the worst. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to the last topic. That one's kind of light. This was a little bit heavier and important. I wanted to talk about this topic because again, it ran across my feed, and I thought it was something to talk about. Not apparently, this has been going on for quite some time as far as dealing with pregnant Black women and how the healthcare is kind of doing bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick glance at a video. I think this is a TikToker talking about her experience, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it. Oh, I don't think I queued it up. 1 second.
So then you go into the operating room. It takes them forever to do your spinal. When you lay down, you lose consciousness within 3 minutes because you start going into a grand mal seizure. They then determined that your blood pressure was 220 over 180, and you actually clearly had eclampsia. Not only did you have eclampsia, but your baby's placenta had detached and your uterus had ruptured from top to bottom, and your baby was laying dead in a puddle of blood in your abdomen. It takes 17 minutes for them to resuscitate your baby. You also lose your heart rate, and that takes them 16 minutes to resuscitate you. When you wake up out of your medically induced coma, they tell you that they airlifted your baby 2 hours away to a better hospital equipped to help him. When you get to the hospital, you're met with a social worker because the hospital lied and told them that you were on drugs. Not only did the hospital lie and tell them you were on drugs, but the hospital also lied and told them that you tested HIV positive, even though you didn't. So you were unable to breastfeed your baby ever. They completely destroyed your birth and almost killed your child.
So, all right. So, basically, she was telling her story. There was even more that she had mentioned as far as even trying to get off of work and them having problems there, and even the receptionist having an issue with her trying to even get help there. Also, while I was searching this, I ran across another video. So, I'm going to throw this one up. It's a little lengthy, but I'm going to throw it up real quick, and then we'll talk about this on the other side.
I'm just curious, because, I've had 3 kids. I worked up until the second they were born.
But am I you? Are you me? Do you know how I feel? Do you know how I feel?
That's why I'm asking. I'm interested to know what you think. I want to know your mindset. So when you got pregnant, what were you thinking about?
I was thinking about having a kid. I'm confused on where you're going at.
I'm confused too because You came in here and I did an assessment and I gave you my best medical advice.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
you didn't like that.
But I said that I just wanted a note so I could take it easy these next 2 months.
And
I'm
I
7 months
explained to you
pregnant
that
and I'm in
that's fraud.
pain.
We have to
It's
have
not
a
fraud.
reason.
If it was fraud, the doctor wouldn't be getting me my note right now.
Really?
Yes.
What I read on your chart isn't true.
Okay.
So I
What's
know
on my
it's
chart
fraud.
that's not true?
I read on your chart what isn't true. Because I'm the person who saw you and did the exam.
Okay. But how do you know how I feel? How do you know how my body feels inside?
Because I stuck my hand in there and checked your
Okay, you checked my cervix, but how you know how my bones feel? How you know how my body feels, my legs, my back? How do you know how that feels? How you know how my nausea feels? How you know how my cramps feel? By touching. And you're okay. All right, so this is the
All right, so basically, in a nutshell, oh, we're red again. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're red again.
There we go.
We're back to normal. All right, there it is. Okay, so
there we go.
Those were two different instances. Actually, while I was researching the first one, the second one just popped up on my feed, and basically they're having issues with the healthcare providers, and kind of believing them or trusting them or going with what they say. So I want to ask you, Vanessa, do you think people of color get treated differently by the healthcare system?
Absolutely. And that's just a couple of examples of why, and it's been going on for years. They just treat people of color like we're inhumane and we don't feel things.
Okay. Trap, what says you, man? Do you think that people of color get treated differently when it comes to healthcare, especially black women, and because I think they have a high mortality rate when it comes to pregnancy? Do you think that they get treated, or just in general get treated differently?
Most definitely, because why do they have a higher mortality rate? You know what I'm saying? They definitely get mistreated. I feel like we have that distrust as in the black community, and we have a distrust in the medical system, and they have a distrust within us. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is.
All right. Ms. Zaya says, yep, they never believe the pain of pain that we have. And Miss Ashanti says, definitely do. Yes, because it seems like a lot of times they don't really, I had to prove, I felt like I had to prove my ailments in certain situations. But Kay, what says you? Do you think that people of color are treated differently when it comes to the healthcare system? Oh, no, did she froze? I think she froze. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to you, Steve, man. Do you think people of color get treated differently when it comes to healthcare system?
I definitely do. I never had a baby myself per se, but I have 4 kids, and they all had the same, except one, had the same doctor, and he was thorough, and he was of Asian descent. But he was thorough. But just to speak on my experience, what I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, they were actually experimenting on me. They kept changing my blood pressure medication and all this shit over the last 5 years. They've been giving me different meds. Take this one, but I'm getting headaches. Take this one. You know what I'm saying? And it caused for me to have a simulated heart attack and end up in the hospital for 6 days for them to actually get the shit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really think that they just toying with the shit. And they say that people of color are prevalent to have high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? So they just was experimenting. I really think that,
Okay.
but I'm reaping the benefits on the back end. So it is what it is.
Okay. And Kay, when it comes to you, do you think that people of color get treated differently when it comes to the healthcare system?
Absolutely. In my experience, I've lost 2 babies because of negligence and stuff like this, because they didn't believe me when I told them that something was wrong. So absolutely. And it's the number one reason why us black late, because we can't trust anybody to even help us with, or try to help us find out what's, wrong before, the inevitable. So absolutely.
Oh, sorry for your loss.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't
Yeah,
hear
we can't hear
nobody.
E. We can hear you. We can hear you.
I am
We can't hear
so
E though.
sorry.
Okay.
So what was the last thing I heard? Did you
I,
hear anything I said?
I didn't
No.
hear anything
Okay.
after me talking.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I was saying, sorry to hear about your loss. As well. Kay. Samantha said most definitely people of color have more C-sections more often, more than others. So yeah. So yeah, that's I have to agree with the panel on that one. Which leads me to my next thing because I often, like I said, I often had to I had to number one prove that I was really in pain, right? And number two,
Yep.
I had to prove that I wasn't an addict. Right? Like I just didn't want
Exactly.
drugs. So
Exactly. And it's sad.
yes. So Vanessa, I'm gonna start with you. Does the healthcare stereotype people of color? Do you think?
Yeah, I haven't heard any white people coming out with these kind of accusations or allegations about how they've been treated by medical professions. Only black women or black people, period. So yeah, I do think, I don't know why, but yeah, I absolutely do think it's a stereotype against us.
Okay. And Trap, what says you, man? Does the healthcare stereotype people of color in your opinion? Trap, you with me?
Oh, my bad. You hear me?
Yes, there you go. In your opinion, do you think that the healthcare stereotypes people of color?
For sure they do. Like, yeah. I agree with Vanessa. Like, you never really hear like outside of our ethnicity, like other cases that's kind of like ours. You know what I'm saying? You don't never. We have the highest mortality rate when it comes to like the healthcare system. So like for sure, it has to be some sort of stereotype.
Okay, well said. And Kay, when it comes to people of color getting healthcare and proper healthcare, do you think that sometimes the healthcare system stereotype people? I think
Absolutely, because they see you got, huh?
No, you were standing
You have
still
to,
like a
you have to,
mannequin,
if you
so
look,
I thought you were frozen. So my bad.
no, they absolutely do. If you look back into history, that they'll tell you that they think black people has the highest tolerance for pain and this, that, and the other. So when we do come in, it's instead of giving us the proper help that we need, they automatically think, oh, well, they're just making this up because, black people, they had the highest tolerance of pain. And if you go to medical school or nursing school or something like that, you can actually read in the medical books the certain stereotypes. It don't say black people or anything like that, but you can see, they'll say certain people have high tolerance of pain or this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's definitely stereotypical at some aspect of it. That's why I say if you go to a doctor, whatever questions that you have, write them down so you don't forget. Ask every question, because in my experience, once you start asking questions and doing research for yourself and bringing it to that doctor or that nurse or whatever, they see that you know a little bit of what you're talking about, and they'll tend to treat you a little better, not so much better. They'll treat you a little better, and a lot of it is based off of what type of insurance that you have. Because if you have Medicaid or Medicare, they're going to give you the bare minimum. So, because, like anything else, healthcare is a business. So definitely, be cautionary when you go.
Amen, amen. Let the church say amen. Steve, she just hit us up with some game here. All right, make sure you write it down beforehand and before you get there, so you know exactly what it is that needs to happen. So, did I already ask you, Steve? I think I already asked you, right?
Negative.
No? Okay. Well, in your opinion, does the healthcare system stereotype people of color?
I really do think that they stereotype people of color when they come in. even in the military. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my experience over the last 13 years, it's certain sections when you have to fill out paperwork when you're seeing a new provider and stuff like that, where you have to give like your family history. You know what I'm saying? And if you of a specific color, you know what I'm saying, you have to, or of color, you have to like jot down like is high cholesterol known in your family history, diabetes, heart attack, pulmonary disease, you know, things of that nature. And I get it. They try to keep it well rounded where it's not like tailored to one specific race. But when you go see the doctor, they saying like, yeah, most black people I know for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to weed out. So I think it's stereotypical when you walk into a doctor's office.
Okay. Samantha says they start the stereotype process as soon as they see your health insurance. I hear that. Amen. All right. So I want to kind of bring this back into the fold of hey, Kay is on it. Kay is on it, god dang it. She is on it. I hear you. Hey, yes, please follow Miss Kay advice and hit that like button. If you ain't here, just drag your finger right across it. Or your mouse, click on it if you're on the laptop or keyboard or anything like that. Do that and it will help the algorithm, so they say. Hit the subscribe, also hit the notification with the bell as well. So Steve, I believe I'm gonna hit you off with the last question here. We're gonna start off with you and bring it back to the women, because I have a family member who also was in. Thank you for that like button. I just seen it go up. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I know somebody in my family who had problems with their childbirth. They lost a lot of blood. They're telling the nurse that, hey, I'm losing too much blood here. The nurse is like, no, that's not how it happens. They say, look, I had a kid before. This doesn't happen. They give it a line that, hey, every birth is different, so on and so forth. It's not until she ends up telling them like, hey, they were actually telling her to go to sleep. And she had relayed to, I don't know if it was her, the nurse or the doctor, that, hey, I hear ringing in my ear. And it wasn't until she said that they checked everything and was like, oh crap, she's bleeding, she's like on the verge of dying. And they had to go in, and she said they had to get all the pads and weigh them to see how much blood she lost, and then she had to get a blood transfusion. But she was telling them this beforehand, okay? So the question that I want to ask to you, Steve, is how do we keep this from happening again?
I really don't know. I really don't know how to like answer that. I would say at least shit. Damn. Yeah, it got me stumbled on that. Because of HIPAA. Just thinking about HIPAA and like violations of the HIPAA Act and stuff like that, it'd be hard to have like a camera in there, in the procedure room or whatever, the surgery room. But I don't know, man. I think that it should be some type of person that will actually critique the doctors doing procedures, need to be present or something like that in regards to just to document what's going on, just to prevent that. It'd be hard to prevent it because of HIPAA, man. I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, so is it?
You muted again, E.
Why do I keep doing that? I have no idea. So I think what you're saying is basically an overseer who kind of sees, oversees what they do and report anything that they see wrong, type of situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody to report higher, in regards to it, because of the HIPAA law. It's like hard to have somebody else in the room, unless they're certified.
But sure, what if they do though? What if they can put somebody there who is HIPAA trained or certified? I don't know how the HIPAA works, but somebody.
But that's what I'm saying. Have something like that can interview them or critique.
Dude, you might be onto something. I don't know if they already have it or not, but that sounds brilliant to me. Kay, same question to you. How do we keep this from happening over and over and over again?
I mean, they do. It's called a patient advocate, but the patient advocate is not necessarily in a room with the patient unless the patient requests them. But in my opinion, they need better nurses because the nurses are the ones that relay back to the doctor about the patient's well-being and everything, and whatever complaints or whatever questions the patients have before the doctor sees them. And a lot of those nurses do not care about people, period. They have no empathy for anybody. So, my thing is just like, everybody's talking about for these police officers, they need, what's it called? Ethics classes. Oh, they need that once a month in the hospital. They definitely need that once a month.
I definitely hear that. Miss Shanti says, as a nurse, my biggest suggestion is to ask to talk to the doctor right away. And if they take too long and don't handle your situation, as for the hospital supervisor. And then Ms. Zaya says, encourage your kids to be doctors so we have an advocate. Go ahead.
Oh, they are actually, it's an article out saying that they're trying to fire Black doctors.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna have to find it for you, E, and I'll send it
right.
to you. But yeah, it's quite interesting.
All right, bet that. Okay. Great. I mean, that was a lot of information that I had no idea about. I appreciate you and Mr. Shanti for providing that as well. Trap, same question to you, man. If there's any way, how do we keep this from happening again?
Yeah, I would say initiate some sense of like buddy system, or some sense of like you guys said, like a patient advocate. If they need to employ more, then just employ more. You know what I'm saying? But like, there should definitely be more interaction with like the patient advocates and the patients just in general. You know what I'm saying? To make sure everything is copacetic. Somebody should be making sure that is the patient needs being met effectively, or is this, you know what I'm saying? Is there something else that's going on? It should be somebody else to kind of, you know what I'm saying, to talk with the patient in that process.
Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for that one. And Vanessa, the last one goes to you. What can we do to keep this from happening again, in your opinions, ma'am?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of Steve and KML. I agree with the patient advocate. And when she was saying that, you have to request them during a pregnancy, like being like a lot of African Americans have high risk pregnancies due to people not believing that they're in pain. I would definitely want to advocate in there with me during my pregnancy, the whole entire thing, just to witness and document what's going on in the room, because a lot of the nurses and stuff is dishonest. So, and then another thing, like I used to work at a hospital too, and it was so bad. Like a lot of those people I was in the nursing program with, they hated the patients. I used to feel so bad for the patients, but people really just be in a profession for the money. They do not care about those people.
Right. It seems like you got someone on your side.
I mean, I work in the healthcare field now, so I really can't say too much, but
Well, all right. Well, that was it. That's all for the show. I want to thank Vanessa. I want to thank Trap. I want to thank Kay O'Neill for coming through, and Steve for always holding it down. I thank each and every one of you. Thank everyone who is in the comment section holding it down as well. Thank you for everybody who came through, who dragged their finger across that like button, who hit that subscribe, and also who hit that notification. I appreciate each and every one of you. Vanessa, you got any last words before we get up out of here?
No, just y'all have a good Sunday as usual.
Oh, yeah, keep it sweet and simple. I hear you, Trap, man. You got anything before we get up out of here?
Hope everybody have a blessed week.
All right. And Kay Emil, do you have anything before we get up out of here?
Yes, thank you for having me, everybody. Nice to meet you all. And also, please watch Onesies and Wine on YouTube. We try to drop a video at least once a week.
Yes. Go check it out. Go like it. Go subscribe. Hit the notification.
And watch to the end because we do have bloopers at the end.
And they are hilarious. So definitely check it out. Steve, man, what do you got, man? You got anything on our way out of here?
Hey, everybody just have a good week, man.
All right, and like Jakar Lee say, and I say every time I'm out of here, zip it up and zip it out. I'll check y'all later.
I bet I won't miss him. Got pints in the back, and my doctor just sent him. My plug out in Cali, he about to go flip him. Got beats for the low, if you wanna come get him. I'm moving slow-mo, I got lean in my system. And guac got it booming, I'm feeling a rhythm. I murdered the beat, turned this bitch to a victim. Bitch, man, nigga, I already said it. I feel like B. Draco, just give me my credit. You niggas look trapping, that shit so extended. The price is not dropping, my nigga quit begging. Your chick, yeah, she thinks she look good in them leggings. Might slap on the cat with the dick if she let me. Don't gamble your life, little nigga, don't test me. This 30 shot, it's on my Glock, gon' protect me. You better think twice when you trying your luck. I know some niggas who don't give a fuck. I said some niggas that come at your neck, I give them a check and they shoot shit up. I'm getting checks, I can't fuck with the laws. I'm dropping the pounds like it's legal as fuck. I'm with your bitch, she gave me them draws, and you be at work while I'm beating it up. Then you come home and start eating it up. She sneaky as fuck, but get freaky as hell. I'm back to the trap, I just made a play. I'm selling a pack and I don't need a scale. I pray to God, I don't see a sale. If I go to jail, I'm posting the bail. I stay with a strap, I just bought a cage. So if you run up, I'm giving you hell. I bust on your bitch on the wall, she was climbing. I bust that bitch down and her pussy got diamonds. Don't talk to nobody, yeah, I'm moving silence. Unless you talk money, I fuck with the climb. My plug, he just text me that shit perfect timing. I can't trust a hoe, cause these bitches, she lying. You rat on your man, yeah, that shit horrifying. I can't be a snitch, I know you testifying. You snitching, these niggas is bitches. I clear the scene, I ain't leaving no witness. I'm taking racks like I'm playing tennis, just running it up. I can't stop till I'm finished. I'm just getting started like this the beginning. I learn from my losses, that's how I keep winning. I got 2 Glocks that's related, they 20. I need a bag, I'm getting impatient. I'm trying to get rich, I got tired of waiting. I trap out the law and you know where I'm stationed. No days off, I still trap on vacation. No face, no case, no identification. So you can get popped with no hesitation. Somebody just go, you got no combination. You claim you won't smoke, but don't drop a location. I'm meeting the streets with a freak undercover. Your girl is a freak, she said take off the rubber. The cat was so wet, so I felt like a lover. Her little bro was broke, so I fronted her brother. That's why I'm young trappy, I trap like no other. I need some more pounds, cause I just sold another. I really get money, and that's on my mother. Rely on no one, I learned that from my brother. It's just every time he came home and she kissed him. My Glock got a bean, yeah, I bet I won't miss him. Got pints in the back, like my doctor just sent him. My plug out in Cali, he about to go ship him. Got peas for the low, if you want him, come get him. I'm moving slow-mo, I got lean in my system. And guac got it booming, I'm feeling a rhythm. I murdered the beat, turned this bitch to a victim. Bitch, man, nigga, I already said it. I feel like B. Draco, just give me my credit. You niggas look capping, that shit so pathetic. The price is not dropping, my nigga quit begging. Your chick, yeah, she thinks she look good in them leggings. Might slap on the cat with the dick if she let me. Don't gamble your life, little nigga, don't test me. This 30 shot, it's on my Glock, gon' protect me. No cap, no crap.
Maybach music.